all. On behalf of National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru, I welcome you all this evening. National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru, in collaboration with Vadhera Art Gallery, New Delhi, presents the retrospective exhibition of A. Ramachandran, works from 1964 to 2016, curated by Shri R. Sivakumar. This exhibition consists of 108 artworks by the artist, including early drawings, watercolors, prints, paintings, and sculptures, spanning 50 years of his artistic career. On behalf of National Gallery of Modern Art, Bengaluru, I welcome you all to this inauguration ceremony of this exhibition. Before we start this inaugural ceremony, some of you must have heard about the sad demise of Shri Yusuf Arakal, one of the prominent modern Indian artists of our time. Shri Arakal passed away yesterday in Bengaluru due to health issues. He was born in Chavakad, Kerala in 1945, studied at Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad, and specialized in graphic print making at Ghadi Studio, New Delhi. His contribution to modern Indian art has been of great importance and shall remain so. I request you all to please maintain 2 minutes silence for late Yusuf Arakal. Okay, so amongst our esteemed guests this evening, we have with us Shri Girish Karnad, contemporary writer, playwright, actor, and film director, who has kindly consented to inaugurate today's exhibition. Welcome, sir. We have with us Shri A. Ramachandran, the artist, who is indeed one of the most well-known artists today in the contemporary Indian art world. We have with us Shri R. Sivakumar, the curator of this exhibition and a well-known art historian, art teacher. And we have Mr. Arun Vadhera, director of Vadhera Art Gallery, New Delhi. I welcome you all. I welcome our esteemed guests for this evening and Dr. Satyabhama Badrinath, Director, NGMA Bengaluru, and request them to please come on stage and light the lamp. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, ma'am. I now request ma'am to please give us the welcome address. Ma'am, please.
ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. I thank each one of you all for having come here for the opening and the inauguration of the retrospective exhibition of Mr. A. Ramachandran. I would like to first welcome our esteemed guests for this evening. We have with us Shri Girish Karnad, a very talented filmmaker, versatile actor and playwright. His contribution to Kannada literature and cinema is unprecedented. He has received the Central Sangeet Natak Academy Award for his play Hayavadana, and he has also received a wide critical acclaim for his play Nagamandala, which was later made into a film. He has contributed immensely as a director, actor, screenplay writer for Kannada films, Samskara and Kannur Heggaditi. He is a receiver of the prestigious Jnanapith Award as well, amongst many others. It is a matter of great pleasure to have such a dynamic personality here amongst us this evening, and I extend my humble gratitude to you, sir, for being with us here today. And we have with us another towering personality, who is the artist himself, Shri A. Ramachandran, who is one of the major modern contemporary artists of our time, receiver of the prestigious Padma Bhushan Award. Shri Ramachandran has exhibited his artworks across India and has also found, the time and has chosen NGMA Bengaluru to be the venue of one of his, art exhibitions. I thank you, sir, for accepting this and coming here today. And for this particular retrospective exhibition, we are having here 108 of his artworks, which are spanning from a period as early as 1964 till the present. On display, there are artworks ranging from his early drawings, watercolors, prints, paintings, and sculptures. I'm sure this exhibition will offer a unique viewing experience to all our visitors. And this exhibition would not have been possible if not for the well-known art historian, Professor R. Sivakumar, curator of this exhibition, who teaches history of Indian art at Shantiniketan. Professor Sivakumar has also written extensively on Indian art modernism, on works of Abhinendranath Tagore and Rabindranath Tagore. It is a matter of great pleasure that he has contributed his expertise through curation in materializing this exhibition. I welcome you, sir. We also have with us the director of Vadhera Art Gallery, Mr. Arun Vadhera, and I welcome you, sir, to NGMA Bengaluru. We are glad that through this collaboration between NGMA Bengaluru and Vadhera Art Gallery, we are able to put up this exquisite exhibition on such a large scale. I welcome you all, sir, once again.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your words. I now request Shri Girish Karnad to please share a few words with us. Sir, please.
Well, it's a sad day and a happy day. Sad day because of Yusuf, a dear friend, someone who was a son of Bangalore and became an artist in Bangalore, trained himself in Bangalore, and among the few people here who made Bangalore art well known outside Bangalore. He was one of them. But he was a dear friend also, and one will miss him because, it's a great loss. Then it's also a happy day because after a very, very long time, I'm seeing Mr. A. Ramachandran's work in original. I've been wanting to see. There is a strange unwritten connection between Mr. Ramachandran and me, which is that the very first play I wrote is Yayati. I read the story in the Mahabharata by Rajgopalachari, and I was immediately inspired. I felt, oh, this is marvelous, I must write about it. And I wrote the play. Since then, I've seen various panels of Yayati done by him. I have actually a painting at home of Ramachandran's, I don't know where it fits into the thing. I must see the, and which was given to me by Tara Kochama, incidentally. And well, anyway, it is interesting that a theme like Yayati, which is so central, it's central, as you know. I'll just mention one point about it. I won't hold forth on it. The interesting thing about Western psychology, we are always told, is that it's the Oedipus complex which is central to Western psychology, which is the son aggressing against the father, and the son trying to grab the father's youth and wife, and so on and so on. In India, it's always the other way around, which is that the parental generation aggresses towards the children. And one example is Yayati, in fact. Yayati is cursed to old age, and what he does, he goes around and he asks his sons, take my old age, take my old age. And the son becomes old and the father becomes young. The father lives for 1,000 years while the son remains in old age, without his youth. And this is not something unique to Yayati. You see that in the story of Shantanu, you see that in the story of Ramayana, for instance, where Rama leaves his kingdom for the sake of his father's words and so on. But it's interesting that this theme, which is so central to us, should have excited Mr. Ramachandran. I don't know how he has developed it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Anyway, it is a great pleasure to have met him. I've always admired his, the way he has brought what one sees as Indian painting back again. The lines, the colors, the undulations. I mean, it's very difficult. When someone said, will you speak? I said, no, I won't speak, because one doesn't want to speak about paintings. One just wants to watch them. And with him, particularly so. So, well, let me say what a great pleasure it is here. Welcome to Bangalore, Mr. Ramachandran. We are very, very proud to have you here. And thank you for asking me to inaugurate this thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words. I now request Shri R. Sivakumar, the curator of this exhibition, to share a few words with us. Sir.
Friends, as Girish Karnad just said, we are mourning one artist and celebrating another this evening. And perhaps that's the way the world goes, life goes. So celebration should be, I hope, a part of every morning in some sense. And I'm happy to be part of that celebration and be here today. Of course, the curator is somebody who just plays a little role between the artist and the audience, trying to get things together, put them together, and make a little presentation. But the main figure in all this is the artist himself. And of course, we need a space to show this, and so NGMA has been very kind and forthcoming in offering this space. So I'm happy to be here. And of course, there is also, like the curator, there is also the gallery that plays a big role in modern Indian art, who allows all this to happen in a certain sense. And so I'm happy that all these forces have come together and given me this opportunity to present his work. Ramachandran, of course, is an artist who is very much a part of his times, and yet not easily a part of the times. I mean, it's not easy to see him. I mean, he's not one of those artists who readily fits into and automatically recognize, oh, this is what our times are like. So in that sense, he's an artist who needs to be engaged with. And whether it was the earlier part of his career, which is shown at the gallery at the ground floor, or the later part of his career, which is presented largely in the first floor galleries, you will see that you don't see him readily fitting into the larger Indian art scene just like that. It's not to say that he has been separate from it, but he chooses to fit into it uh, on the basis of a certain personal choice, and probably making very serious uh, kind of engagement with our times, but in a way that is not that we expect, that, I mean, the works of his contemporaries make us expect. So he doesn't allow that kind of easy way out. He always demands from us a certain engagement, a thought process. I mean, his work can be emotionally, I mean, powerful at one level. It can also be very alluring at another level. But in both these cases, one needs to go beyond what is disturbing, what is alluring, to find where he stands. And I think that's probably one way of doing it, beginning with a shock, an aesthetic shock, and then, I mean, getting you, I mean, into it. So I hope you will enjoy it and see the works. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I now request Mr. Arun Vadhera to say a few words to us.
Thank you all for coming. I see many friends here. Abhishek is there. Of course, Vasudev is here. Nauzar is there. And from our gallery, Sonia has, of course, been here tirelessly for the last 4-5 days. Roshni, my daughter, has just come. And my other colleagues who have really helped put up this show, which is Satish and Rajendra. And thank you very much. Thank you all very much for doing this. But it saddens me to know that Yusuf has joined the stars. I somehow was expecting him to be here. He was a great friend. He exhibited with our gallery a few times, and more than few times in our group shows. Well, God bless his soul, and of course our thoughts and prayers are with his family. Thank you, Girishji. Thank you, Director, for having, and Mr. Ramachandran and Mr. Sivakumar, and such a distinguished audience. What people really don't know that Ramachandran and I shared the same birthday. This time on the birthday, he was over for lunch, and we cut a cake together. And we had put a small piece in his mouth, and he put a small piece in my mouth. But more than that, I think none of us could afford it. But it's amazing. If somebody epitomes, he's an epitome of what a gallery and an artist relation should be. If somebody has to put an example of what a great gallery and an artist collaboration should be like, this is one of its kind. I've read many relationships, including Duran Ruel, Carnvela, Vollard, but no relationship matches this one, touch wood, for that. His generosity goes beyond just being generous. He just goes much beyond that. I don't think he's ever said no to us, and I don't think we've ever said no to him. I mean, thanks to him that we have been able to do a lot together, and it means a lot to us as a gallery. Thank you very much indeed, and hope you'll enjoy the show. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We have the catalog of the exhibition, and I would like to request Shri Girish Karnad to release the catalogs, please. The catalogs will be available outside the gallery, and each is priced as at 1400 rupees, so they'll be available for sale. Thank you very much, sir. I now request my colleague Darshan to take over the session, please.
Thank you, Vasvi. This is just for the vote of thanks. So on behalf of National Gallery of Modern Art, I thank Shri Girish Karnad for accepting our invitation and for taking out time from his busy schedule and gracing this evening with his presence. Thank you, sir. I thank the artist, A. Ramachandran, and the curator, R. Sivakumar, for being with us for this evening. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank R. Arun, Vadhera, and Ms. Sonia Belani from the Vadhera Art Gallery, New Delhi, for collaborating with us and in putting up this large exhibition here at NGMA, Bengaluru. I would finally thank our director, Satyabhama Badrinath, and the members of Advisory Committee, NGMA Bengaluru, for supporting the exhibition. And finally, I would like to thank the staff of NGMA Bengaluru and the Vadhera Art Gallery staff for all their help and support in putting up this exhibition. Thank you all. So before we conclude this session, I have an announcement. In conjunction with the exhibition, we have a talk by the curator, R. Sivakumar, tomorrow, titled Many Worlds of A. Ramachandran at 5 o'clock. I would request all of you to join for the event. And now we will head towards the gallery for formal opening of the exhibition. And then after viewing of the exhibition, I request all of you to gather at the cafe space for the high tea. Thank you all once again. Have a nice, warm evening.